Where the Pistons are taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's players only on TNT. Presented to you tonight from Little Caesars Arena by Kia. And both Grant Hill, Derek Fisher, and myself had to do a lot.
Excitement on and off the court, what he can do for this team and franchise.
I agree.
You know, these two might not be as skilled, so spacing is going to be an issue, and they lose a lot of wing depth with that trade. Smith on the inside. And
I think we passed our prerequisite not talking about LeBron and the Cavs for the first minute of the game. And speaking of figuring it out,
and LeBron kind of dictating the tempo of that game. A rematch here on a Tuesday night, just 2 nights later, but a much different Pistons team has
have a chance to have somebody on the glass. The way they were playing before, they really didn't have that luxury.
Great block by Detroit, unable to cash in on the fast break. And Tristan Thompson right in the spot you just mentioned. The interesting thing about the Cavs, too, along with Tristan getting into the starting lineup, is the fact that Ty Lue is playing Channing Frye. He's playing
But right now, Tyronn Lue trying to push any button that he can to get his team going.
Another fast break opportunity. Stanley Johnson bobbles it. But 7 points in the last 2 games for Stanley Johnson. 3 of 15 from the field. So nice to see him get on the board. Drummond with quick hands. All-star moment. Point shooter took the inside route and unable to get out there to challenge Reggie on that 3. LeBron responds, left side 17-footer.
For more minutes and more opportunity. And if he can step into that role, build a nice opportunity for himself as a young player.
To this team, I mean, they were the 4th seed when he was in before he got hurt. And even with Blake Griffin, they're going to need him as Crowder knocks down a corner 3.
Defensive end, Isaiah Thomas and J.R. Smith are guys involved in a lot of these actions. And in their roles with this team, even if they are...
Is off.
Metacarpal, I'm impressed with your human anatomy here, Brent.
Thank you. Oregon State University. Stanley Johnson in with the left hand. JR missing twice. Dwayne Wade in. LeBron James down the alley.
Excuse my silence. I'm still in disbelief of how high he's getting up in year 15.
I was thinking the same thing, Fish.
Well, if you didn't like the two guys are fitting right into what you guys have done in January the last couple seasons.
Yeah, he agreed that somehow
Johnson picked by Wade. Swing pass to the corner. Frye driving, and a big score by Channing Frye.
Season, and then expect to ramp it up only in the postseason. So at some point, we're going to have to see this Cavs team put a nice stretch together of consistent.
Made the postseason with the worst defensive efficiency in the league. Now they'll make the postseason as Bullock once again gets a nice dive.
That baseline cut.
That was that UNC backdoor play there. Bullock, they got me on that a couple times. Brian Reese, although they haven't converted on these last 2 possessions, they're playing hard. As Korver gets out on the break. I expected more, and obviously it's taken some time, but he's got a lot of talent as LeBron James. That's just not fair.
Drummond to Bullock on a handoff to Lob. And Andre Drummond takes care of business.
His shots at the rim, or the first group tonight that closes down the paint. And
Johnson, now Drummond working at the free throw line. Nice drive, left hand finish, Andre Drummond.
And I love the move, but I love the...
I believe against this Pistons team, you can help. If Drummond has the ball, that means it's...
And shots for Stanley Johnson in the game, the leading shot taker for Detroit. LeBron to the middle, fading. I mean, that's ridiculous.
The Pistons with 40 points in the paint already, a season high in any half, G here.
It's Smith. Ish.
But guys, playing against NBA guards coming downhill, full speed, I don't care who you are, you can't cover it.
And 2 minutes left in the game. It's LeBron James with the beautiful...
Sticking with it. How about this, Fish?
Amazing pass, but if you could have seen how
Tristan Thompson, the high screen, they get the Moreland switch. At the buzzer. LeBron James once again. Nice hesitation, unable to finish. Back come the Pistons. Tolliver 0 for 2, drives in and collects 2.
And smack that. He could have these problems going forward, but we obviously wish him well. I think he will be back, like Grant, with the best player in the game on the floor and the style of play that doesn't allow for him to control the ball.
What recovery by Drummond. Left-hand block, back comes Ish. Tolliver, triple.
Is impressive for a big guy like himself. And it was a goaltender, but it was good defensive reaction.
Stanley Johnson, a steal.
Jummy. Guys on the Cavs like J.R. Smith, Channing Frye, D-Wade, guys that are playing next to LeBron James, etc. Focus on that. The offense would come naturally.
As you say that, I'm thinking of Tony Allen when he played in Memphis with two big guys, more offensive potential than Tony Allen had.
Oh, Drummond up over the top. So far in the quarter, LeBron lets a 3 go, and that's off. Kennard cannot control it. LeBron back again, cashes in.
Put my footprint on this game a little bit more to make sure we don't fall behind.
Defensively, who's come in for Cleveland. Like I said, doing what All-Stars do this time.
Free Bleacher Report app right now. Not tomorrow, not later, but right now.
I'm going to do it right now.
Wade.
And they will have to play him more, it seems, because Kevin Love may be out for a while.
Beautiful spin by Dwayne Wade. Duke.
No, it's not a Duke thing. It's a Phoenix Suns thing.
Stanley Johnson, this to with these minutes, career high tonight against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
3 on the clock, and Channing Frye lets that go. That's where it's tough for a fight. He had not played in the fourth quarter on Sunday in the Cavs' victory. And Tolliver from deep knocks down another 3. The first half, and now Tolliver on the board with 15 in the second half. Jeff Green flying in. Tolliver, great cut on the back.
Have a moment for you in a game that can help the team win a game in the playoffs.
Bikes does a nice job just shaking Isaiah Thomas loose a little bit to open up a shooting window, knocks it down. Detroit now by 7, and Crowder responds with a
back. And in particular, when you're a guy that changes direction and has a style of play.
Sending Avery Bradley on the best offensive guard player, so doing that with Stanley tonight on LeBron. As Kyle
those guys coming off the Pistons bench.
Korver fires another 3. That's good.
Andre Drummond, and obviously getting Reggie Jackson back. This team has a chance to make some noise here down the stretch.
Ish Smith spins around.
I went 24 in the first round to the Lakers, and the Pistons were picking 25. Jay Crowder just knocked down the first.
Wow.
And I think one of our TNT producers, Tom Heights, is going to pull a what-if pretty soon about that. There's Drummond scrapping Ish Smith. Rebound. Reggie Bullock. That's 3. LeBron spins, loses the ball. Back come the Pistons. They have numbers. Bullock. That's 3. 1 for Andre Drummond. 18 points, 21 boards, and 6 assists for the All-Star. And hello, Stanley.
As all of us when he was scoring with his left hand.
Stanley Johnson with the steal. Andre Drummond.
It pays to not be trendy with fashion. That wasn't trendy. That was just bad.
Frye loads up a deep 3, and he knocks that down.
And this team a lot. But we have to also show some love to the Pistons. Good performance tonight. But they had a...
Everybody stand up for Detroit. Detroit basketball.
And that'll do it here in Detroit. Not only do the Cavs lose the game to the Pistons,